Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time for our demo day today. We are DocPro, and we're so excited to tell you about the journey and the problem that's inspired us and brought us here today. My name is Kareem, and I'm here with Jules, Miko, and Swetha. To tell you more about DocPro, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Derek Shepard. Dr. Shepard is a hardworking, dedicated, and passionate physician. After working incredibly hard to become a doctor, Dr. Shepard has felt exhausted, unfulfilled, and burnt out for years. He loves being a doctor, but he often feels blindsided by the amount of work that he has. In fact, similar to Dr. Shepard, about 50% of physicians report feeling burnt out due to time pressures and the chaotic and unpredictable environment of a hospital. Physician burnout is defined as the long-term stress reaction characterized by depersonalization. This ends up leading to cynical or negative attitudes towards patients, emotional exhaustion, and a feeling of decreased personal achievement. As a result, Dr. Shepard becomes less productive and actually even considers leaving the hospital he has loved working at for years. On the hospital end of things, they ultimately lose money and top talent that have simply not been accommodated due to this flawed system. While it seems that all these problems are related to workload, hospitals today mostly do not have a system in place to collect detailed data about physician workload. And as a result, they don't have the data and cannot use it to balance the workload of Dr. Shepard and other physicians. All in all, research shows that turnover and reduced productivity cost the industry $4.6 billion every year. So the current problems that we see are both social and financial.
The goals of DocPro are as follows. We want to give hospitals and physicians a way to track their workload per shift. So what is workload? The NASA Task Load Index is a generalized survey that defines workload as mental, physical, and temporal demand, as well as effort, frustration, and performance. This ranges as a score from 0 to 100, where 0 is very low and 100 is high workload. Using this, we want to assign patients to physicians in such a way that each physician on a floor has an equal amount of workload. We hope that DocPro will be able to bring transparency to physicians and hospitals and ultimately increase the quality of patient care, as physicians are less burnt out and less likely to want to leave their jobs. We also hope that in a situation that like we're in right now, such as coronavirus, we'll be able to understand how doctors work and how patients contribute to their workload, and hopefully be able to balance this out in a pandemic situation. Using real CHOP data as a backbone, our machine learning model predicts a temporal workload score for each patient. This then feeds into the integer program, which assigns each patient in the system to one doctor for a 12-hour shift. This assignment is then optimized by balancing the workload between physicians as evenly as possible. Then, the final assignment is displayed on the DocPro web application. Once a physician has completed their shift, they can then complete a workload survey to contribute to the data pool. This new data will then drive the model to achieve better workload prediction accuracy, and as a result, a more balanced physician-patient assignment.
In terms of the specifics of our solution, we first designed a machine learning model that would predict the temporal workload that each patient would contribute to a physician. We used a decision tree regression and achieved an R-squared of 0.31, which we anticipate will increase as physicians input more data using the web app and questionnaire. The integer programming takes that workload data and then assigns each patient to a physician with the goal of balancing the workload across physicians. Finally, the web application integrates these components into a user-friendly UI web-based application. It assigns physicians to patients every shift and allows physicians to take the NASA TLX survey easily after their shift in order to continually collect more data and track workload.
Given that our project is interdisciplinary, we have to follow two sets of standards: engineering standards and healthcare ethics. The first standards that we have to follow are proposed by the National Institute of Standards and Technology that has data privacy standards. On the right, you can see a framework of these standards. We want to ensure the data privacy of our patients and our physicians through secure data storage in our AWS cloud services. And as for healthcare ethics, we have de-identified all of our data in order to protect the identity of our patients. Given the value DocPro provides to all of its stakeholders, namely physicians, hospitals, and patients, we are confident that with our proposed business model, we are taking a very conservative approach with our business model. We are proposing a SaaS subscription model that is tiered based on the number of doctors at a hospital. This makes the most sense since the web application being hosted on the cloud is mostly physician facing. On the cost end of things, our main expense will be the cost of cloud computing, as well as sales expenses. Since this is a B2B product, the cost of customer acquisition will be high, but we are prepared to cover these costs given that our cloud expenses will be slow and small at the beginning. In terms of proving our concept, our budget for our senior design was $0 since we were able to cover all of the costs of our AWS servers with our free subscriptions as students. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation. And we now open the discussion for any questions after we show you guys our demo video.
Cool. Thank you, team.
Okay, and then I can send, sorry, I can send the link